A shocking verdict has rocked France, as former President Nicolas Sarkozy faces a prison sentence despite his plans to appeal. This unprecedented ruling has sent shockwaves through the country, raising questions about the future of French politics and the legacy of its former leaders. The Paris court found Sarkozy guilty of criminal conspiracy, alleging that he conspired to finance his 2007 campaign with funds from Libya in exchange for diplomatic favors. This historic decision makes Sarkozy the first modern French president to be sentenced to prison time. But here's where it gets controversial. The court ruled that Sarkozy will be incarcerated, even with his intention to appeal. A surprising move, as the court decided to spare him the immediate humiliation of being led away in handcuffs. Sarkozy was found guilty of criminal association and a plot to secure funding from Libya during his 2005 to 2007 campaign. However, he was cleared of other charges, including passive corruption and illegal campaign financing. "If they want me to sleep in prison, I will, but I am innocent. This is a scandalous injustice," Sarkozy declared, standing tall beside his wife, Carla Bruni Sarkozy. He urged the French people to understand the gravity of the situation, emphasizing the bounds of hatred that this decision represents. The court described Sarkozy's actions as exceptionally serious, stating that his involvement in the Libyan funding scheme could undermine public trust in institutions. The goal of the conspiracy was to give you an advantage in the election, the court ruled, highlighting the seriousness of the offense. Sarkozy, who served as interior minister before becoming president, was accused of using his position to facilitate this corrupt act. He described the financing plot as merely an idea, claiming he was being convicted for allowing his staff to pursue this idea. Two of Sarkozy's former ministers, Claude Gaillant and Brice Hortefeux, were also found guilty of criminal association but were acquitted of other charges. The chief judge, in a lengthy verdict, stated that Sarkozy allowed his associates to seek financial support from Libya. However, the court couldn't conclusively prove that Libyan funds directly financed Sarkozy's campaign. Under French law, a corrupt scheme can still be considered a crime even without proof of monetary exchange. Sarkozy denied all accusations during his 3-month trial earlier this year, which involved 11 co-defendants, including 3 former ministers. Despite multiple legal scandals, Sarkozy remains influential in right-wing politics and entertainment circles due to his marriage to Bruni Sarkozy. The accusations date back to 2011, when a Libyan news agency and former dictator Muammar Gaddafi claimed that the Libyan state secretly funded Sarkozy's 2007 campaign. In 2012, Mediapart, a French investigative outlet, published a memo allegedly from Libyan intelligence referencing a €50 million funding agreement. Sarkozy denounced this document as a forgery and sued for defamation. The court ruled that the document was likely forged. Investigators also examined trips made by Sarkozy's associates to Libya during his time as interior minister. In 2016, Franco-Lebanese businessman Ziad Taqiyuddin claimed he delivered suitcases of cash from Tripoli to the French Interior Ministry under Sarkozy's orders. He later retracted this statement, leading to a separate investigation into witness tampering. Both Sarkozy and his wife face preliminary charges for their alleged involvement in pressuring Taqiyuddin, but this case has yet to go to trial. Taqiyuddin, one of the co-defendants, passed away on Tuesday in Beirut at age 75. He had fled to Lebanon in 2020 and did not attend a trial. Prosecutors alleged that Sarkozy knowingly benefited from a corruption pact with Gaddafi's government. Gaddafi, the longtime dictator, was toppled and killed in an uprising in 2011, ending his 4-decade rule. The trial shed light on France's back-channel talks with Libya in the 2000s, when Gaddafi sought to restore diplomatic ties with the West. Sarkozy has dismissed these allegations as politically motivated and based on forged evidence. He suggested that the accusations were retaliation for his call for Gaddafi's removal as France's president. Sarkozy was one of the first Western leaders to advocate for military intervention in Libya during the 2011 Arab Spring protests. What credibility can these vengeful statements hold? Sarkozy asked during the trial. In June, Sarkozy was stripped of his Legion of Honor medal, France's highest award, following his conviction in a separate case. Earlier, he was found guilty of corruption and influence peddling for attempting to bribe a magistrate in exchange for information about a legal case he was implicated in. Sarkozy was sentenced to wear an electronic monitoring bracelet for a year, but was granted conditional release in May due to his age. He removed the tag after just over 3 months. In another case, Sarkozy was convicted last year of illegal campaign financing in his failed 2012 re-election bid. He was accused of exceeding the legal spending limit and was sentenced to a year in prison, with 6 months suspended. Sarkozy has denied these allegations and has appealed the verdict to the highest court of cassation, with the appeal still pending. This complex web of accusations, trials, and verdicts has left many questioning the future of French politics and the role of former leaders. What do you think? Is this a fair verdict, or is there more to the story? Share your thoughts in the comments below.